Well, but since you saying my God made up, well, I said, I don't fucking know how we got here. I don't know all that. I don't know everything. And I ain't above saying I don't know, but you ain't finna, because you don't know, therefore God, brother. It was just bad. Then she was lumping, I was trying to help her because she kept lumping the Greek gods and the Germanic gods together. And I couldn't even help her. I just said, fuck it, don't worry about it. I just let it go.
Let me tell you, it gets annoying.
Appreciate the craziest, man.
Craziest.
Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate the gifts, man. I'm setting up a new goal right now. You appreciate the gifts, man.
Did you get your community goal yet? I got mine.
Community goal? How do you get that? Like people.
Brother, look, I don't know. They asked. Let me see.
I might have gotten it.
I'm gonna send you a thing that say reveal it. It says please reveal your community goal. Mm-hmm. You're a fan about topping live. You got to tap live gifts. It'll reveal it.
Oh, okay.
My connection bad. Ooh.
I'm on my computer. That's probably why. Maybe if I'm on the phone, I'll see it.
No, I'm on my phone.
Yeah. That's
you might not be able to see it on your computer.
Yeah. You're probably not gonna see it on the computer, but we can see it on the thing. It's all good. All right, y'all. But yeah, I was tapping into that live for a little bit. I was like, man, I want to come up, but there was no space to come up. But number two, I was like, she disingenuous. I could tell. I could tell they're disingenuous, because the moment where you brought up the fact that Yahweh was a name that existed prior to the Bible, or prior to even Israelite history starting, and you're like, oh, that just aligns with what the Bible says anyway. I'm like, no, the hell it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Like, it's.
She kept talking about where does the covenant? She was like, the covenant, asking me, where did the covenant begin if it didn't begin? I'm like, there was no covenant. That's only in the scripture.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
It's only in the scripture when you see it. And the thing is, the issue that I see here is that they take the Bible to be world history. Like, and what's crazy about that is that even the Muslims don't do that. Even Muslims don't do that. Even Muslims know that there was history before the Quran. Even they don't do that. But Christians, if it's not in the Bible, it's not part of history, which is why I always bring up other civilizations. I was like, hey, you can't take the Bible as world history. And they ask me why not. I always ask them, point me Japan in the Bible. They're not gonna be able to do that, because this is like, obviously you can't. It's not world history. It's not a history book. It's only fictionalized history or a legendary history of what was happening in the Levant. That's all it really is. You know, so you can't make it world history, because where is Japan in the Bible? You're not gonna find it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I always do, to point out to them that this is not a world history book. It's only a book that tells a legendary version of what was going on in the Levant at the time. That's what it is. You know, so it's hard for them to wrap their heads around that, but that's all it really is. Oh man. All right, y'all. So we're just waiting for folks to come on by. Y'all go ahead and keep tapping that screen. Tap that screen. Tappity taps. Tap that screen. Let's try to get some folks in here. We're already at 1.3K likes. Let's get this up to 5K, y'all. Tap that screen. Let's get up to 5K. If you're watching me from any of the YouTubes, if you're watching me from Twitch, tiny.cc/VB live, V as in Victor, B as in Bravo, tiny.cc/VB live, and you will be able to come up and speak to myself and Bar if you're not over on the TikTok. I have seen people say that America is in the Bible. They're either Mormon or they're Hebrew Israelite. Don't say that America is in the Bible, which is completely fucking insane. The Christians that I've seen say that America is in the Bible they're black Christians as well. But I'm like, are y'all Hebrew Israelite or are y'all Christian? And they'll be like, oh no, we're Christian, we're not Hebrew Israelite. That's of the devil or something like that. I'm like, but you just revealed one of their talking points. you just repeated one of the talking points that America's in the Bible. It's insane. It's completely insane. And these same black Christians will be like, you know, the issues that's going on within Black America, or with black people globally, is all about us, you know, not having, you know, Jesus or God or whatever. And I'm like, bro, we're the most Jesus freak people out there, y'all. Like the issues that happen and that the issues that are going on for black people worldwide has nothing to do with us not being Christian enough. We're already too damn Christian. Oh, they just say some bullshit about spirituality and stuff like that. It's like insane. You know what I mean? All right, we do have someone in the StreamYard live. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the music real quick. We're gonna talk to Kajek. Sajek or Kajek? How do we say your name?
Hey there, Kajek.
Kajek, how's it going, Kajek? Are you at least 18, Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, and are you a black person?
I am much older than 18. I am an atheist, and I am a white man.
Okay. Well, if you're an atheist, you kind of agree with us anyway. So black people shouldn't be Christian, right?
For sure. For sure.
Right.
I was called. Can I ask? Do you prefer black or African American?
I prefer black because we're talking about all black people here. But Kajek, this is really for like opposition. So if you want to go ahead and just support us in the comments, you can, and we'll get back to you. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
Not a problem. I appreciate you. All right, guys. This is really only for opposition, but we do appreciate all the support. Not a problem. We appreciate all the support, but I'm not sure how to say your name. The person who's on TikTok.
My name, Red.
Red. All right, Red. How's it going? Are you at least 18, Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite?
I'm a failing Muslim.
You're a Muslim?
A failing one.
You're a failing Muslim. All right, cool. That's fine. You're still a Muslim. All right. So we don't believe that black people should be Muslim. Why do you think we
failing?
should be?
What do you mean? What do you mean by failing?
He commits haram. That's what he means.
Nah, it's not. It's way more than haram. And when in Islam, you could speak your way out of Islam and just say you Muslim though.
Okay, I don't care. Why should black people be Muslim?
And hold on, let's stick to. You said black people shouldn't be Christian. I want to talk about that.
No, you're a Muslim. You're a Muslim, so we shouldn't be Muslim either.
Do you know who Bilal is?
Who? Bilal.
Yeah, my point exactly, bro. You're not even. My point exactly. You don't even know what you're talking about, bro. But if you don't mind,
Volcy, whenever you get ready.
Yeah,
if you don't mind. If you don't mind.
All right. So red. Who is Bilal, and what does that have to do with black people being Christian? I mean, being Muslim.
Look, it just, bro. Like I said, bro, you just showed me we not even on the same level.
Red. Me not knowing who that is does not mean that black people should be Muslim.
I'm not, bro. I'm not even here to argue that with you, bro. I came here to argue about the Christianity part, bro. Why you think I'm not saying that?
So Red, do you think we should be Christian then?
It depends on which it depended. I'm not talking about King James Christianity because the Christianity started in Ethiopia.
It did.
Now, I ain't gonna say started, but it was already in Ethiopia way before the colonizers came.
I don't care. Dude, we still shouldn't be Christian. I'm very, very confused of your position here. You're a Muslim, or according to you, you are a quote unquote failing Muslim. And we're saying that black people shouldn't be Muslim either. Then you ask me who Bilal is. Don't know who the fuck that is. Don't care. Has nothing to do with Hold on. I'm not done. I'm not done. I am not done. You're going to be quiet until I'm done.
I'm not gonna be quiet.
You're gonna be quiet until I'm done. This is my stage, not yours, bro.
Okay, you can kick me off. I don't care.
So you're gonna shut up until I'm actually doing my statement.
I'm still talking.
Shut the fuck up until I'm doing my statement. Nope.
Still fucking nope. Shut up. You're not educated enough to have this discussion. You're not educated enough to have this discussion.
Nope. I got it. I got it. Let me get in there. Oh, damn.
No,
for the people who don't. Okay, for the people who don't know, Bilal is the first black Muslim slave, and he wasn't freed by Muhammad. He was freed by Abu Bakr. And this is not evidence that black people should be Muslim. This is evidence that Arabs enslaved black people under Islam. And after the story of Bilal, you get the trans-Saharan slave trade, the Zond rebellion, the castration of black boys, taking black women as SMEC slaves. Transatlantic slave trade went from the trans-Saharan slave trade went from the 7th century to the 20th century. Kidnapping, culturally erasure, brutal stuff. So we should not be Muslim. Look up the Zond rebellion. Look up the doctrine of takfir, where black
you
they
paused.
still enslave black people, even though they converted to Islam. Huh? Did I pause?
Yeah, for a second, but you're good.
I paused.
Go ahead.
Oh, damn. It did pause. Hold up. You can still hear me though, right?
I can still hear you. Yeah, the camera just paused.
Yeah, I know it did. Damn. My fucking computer be dumb shit sometimes.
Ouch.
But, yeah. They damn, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, yeah. The doctrine of takfir, they were enslaving black people who converted to Islam. Even though we converted, they said they were going to keep enslaving us because we weren't real Muslims because we weren't Arab. So you shouldn't be a Muslim either.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's talk to Patrick. Patrick, how's it going? Are you at least 18, Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, and are you a black person?
Well, I mean, you can see my picture. I'm white as snow. I'm a Christian. And yes, I'm 57.
All right, great. Well, we don't believe that black people should be Christian. Why do you think we should be?
Really? You don't? I'm just trying to figure this out. I believe in God. I believe that God created us. I believe that God created you, and that's where I'm at. So, I believe
sure. I understand
you
that you
should
believe
believe in God as well. So if you don't want to, there's nothing I can do for you.
Well, it's not about me. It's not about me wanting to. Hey, Patrick, hold on. It's not about me wanting to or not. The fact is that I cannot believe something that I'm not convinced of. Are you convinced that I'm a dragon? No, right? You're not convinced that I'm a dragon. So you can't. Choose. Hold on.
You're answering
Patrick,
for me while you talk really fast.
Patrick,
you don't even let me answer.
Patrick.
I'm gonna move along, dude. All you want to do is talk.
My guy.
Goodbye.
We can have a discussion, but you need to actually be patient and follow along with the discussion.
It's one-sided, dude.
No, it's not. I'll let you talk. I'll literally let you talk for 3 minutes. I'll let you talk for 3 minutes, didn't I? So
no, it was like 30 seconds.
I'll let you talk. So at the end of the day,
hey, God bless you.
Hey, mute up real quick. You said that we should be Christian because, you believe in it. That's fine. But simply you believing in it doesn't mean that we should be Christian. I cannot choose to believe something that I'm not convinced of. This is so easy, bro. I don't know why y'all find this so hard. All right, Air, how's it going, Air? Are you at least 18, Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, and are you a black person?
Yes.
Yes to all. Yes to all three.
Yes.
Okay, great. So we don't believe that black people should be Christian. They enslaved our ancestors. Why should we be Christian, bro?
I couldn't give a shit about Christianity, bro. I'm a Muslim.
Okay, we shouldn't be Muslim. They enslaved our ancestors. Why should we be Muslim?
Substantiate that claim, bro.
Yeah,
you say?
He said substantiate the claim.
Substantiate that claim, bro.
Trans-Saharan slave trade, the Zond rebellion.
1 second.
Where's that echo coming from?
Just 1 second. Did this donut on my left say transatlantic slave trade?
Oh, that's me. What you say?
Did this donut on my left just say transatlantic slave trade?
No, we said
trans-Saharan. Trans-Saharan slave trade.
Yeah. I'm sorry. But yeah,
the trans-Saharan slave trade, the Zond rebellion.
So you're gonna
you look up the conquest of North Africa by these Arab armies. All this is why we shouldn't be Muslim.
Okay, so just
the doctrine of takfir.
Okay, just 1 second. I don't know what you're bringing up takfir, but just to set a framework for this conversation, let's just say hypothetically speaking, all of the allegations that you're saying about Islam, right, hypothetically, are true.
They are true.
What framework are you using?
There's no hypothetical. They are
just
true.
1 second. Just please let me flow. I don't know why you're interrupting.
No,
let's just say
no
1 second.
Hypothetical. It's true.
What?
Absolutely
hey, brother,
not.
Hey, brother, do you want to have a convo?
Absolutely not. There's no hypothetical.
Oh, you don't want to have a convo? All right, cool.
It's true. You don't have to. We don't have to do hypotheticals.
So
hold on. Everybody pause. Okay, cool. So, Air. The thing is, you're saying that this is a hypothetical, but it's not. It is true. So you're.
Can I make my point?
I got you. At the end of the day, you're saying that you're going to give it to us that we were enslaved under these Muslim.
I don't know what we
like
is, but just 1 second. Right?
We as black people.
I'm saying hypothetically.
Air.
Okay,
hold on. I'm going
Brother,
to. I'm giving you the framework. Yes, Air.
No, you don't even know the framework that I'm requesting
Eric,
for.
hold on, wait.
You don't even know the framework that I'm requesting.
Air.
What framework am I requesting for?
Listen, Air. Calm down.
Why are you muting me, man?
Calm down.
All right, let me get my point.
Wait for a second. I'm gonna let you get your point
No, don't interrupt me.
I'm going to let you get your point out. You just gotta wait for a second, dude. Let me tell you where we're coming from. Okay?
I know where you're coming from. That's why I'm responding.
You need to chill.
I don't know your mother using.
All right, you need to chill.
Go ahead, man. Make
so
your point.
Where we're coming from, shut up. Where we're coming from is that we don't believe that black people should be Muslim because we were enslaved under
no shit,
Muslim.
Sherlock. I already know that. Can I make my point now? What's wrong with this guy?
All right, bro. We're not gonna do that, bro. All right, so Jesse over on my hey Z, we're only going to take an opposition for now. We'll bring you up later. Jesse over on the StreamYard, you need to connect your devices in order for us to bring you up. Why are people so excited and hype about this? Can y'all chill out for a second, bro? Jesus Christ. Y'all need to learn how to relax for a second. My God, I'm just giving him our framework. I'm just explaining to us what we're about so we can bring it back, the conversation back. And he's so excited. Like, y'all gotta learn how to chill. Hey, Cyber, appreciate the Viking hammer, man. Appreciate the Viking hammer. Appreciate the Viking hammer.
Cyber, what's up, man?
What's up, Cyber? So for the person who was over on the StreamYard, you have to request up again because you weren't connecting. All right, you have to connect your devices. You got to connect either your camera or your microphone. My goodness, bro. I don't know what the hell be up with people, man. What is it today? Yeah? Why are y'all so why y'all so anxious today, man? My God.
I don't know. I can't deal with it.
Oh goodness, man. I cannot do it. Y'all so anxious today. All right. So Jesse over on the StreamYard, you got to connect your devices, man. You got to connect your camera. You got to connect your microphone. You're not connected. I can't bring you up. You're not connected.
It's fury time, isn't it? Think about this video I had sent.
Oh man. Hold on. Let me
Nicole.
Let me someone in the chat. So let me tell Jesse in the chat.
It's fury time, isn't it, bruv? I'm tripping. But yeah, no.
Oh man. But yeah, I don't know what's happening today, man. Everybody's just so anxious, so excitable.
10 all day. They've been on 10 all day.
All day.
Had a dude while we waiting on the next guest. We had a dude, right? So he's reading the Song of Solomon or the Song of Songs. It's called Song of Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 1, verse 5. And it's a poem, but it's talking about these women from Jerusalem
mm-hmm.
who have been burned from the sun because they were working in the vineyard all day. He's using this to say Solomon was black. And I'm like, brother, the verse, the story talks about kissing somebody and the king bringing you into his. I don't know. I'm like, brother, you think Solomon kissed the king? Yo, Solomon kissed the king. Like, terrible.
Oh my goodness, terrible, so terrible. I don't get it. I just don't understand it. It's ridiculous. But all right, guys, we're just gonna go ahead and keep waiting around. Y'all keep tapping that screen. We're at 14K likes, man. I appreciate it. That's the fastest I've ever gotten to that point. That's the fastest I ever got to that point. Hey, look at that, Jamie. I appreciate that, Jamie.
That's cold, Jamie.
Yeah, that was cold.
Thank you, Jamie. We appreciate you.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put pin the live goal as well. All right, Dark Knight, how's it going, Dark Knight? Are you at least 18? Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite? Are you a black person?
Yeah, I'm a black person. I'm over 18. I used to be a Muslim, but I left that a long time ago when I got turned on to scholars like John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben and Amos Wilson. They opened my eyes to some things. But I just wanted to say that a lot of our scholars, like Bobby E. Wright said, the number one problem facing Black people is menticide. Menticide, yeah, and that's the systematic destruction of people's ability to think, so to speak. So,
Cool.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Jesse. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
So, Dark Knight, are you part of any religion now, Christianity or anything like that, or you're basically where we're at this point?
Yeah, I'm where y'all at. I used to be a Muslim. I used to go to the mosque and pray 5 times a day, and go to the mosque on the weekend for they call it Talim service. And I got fed stories about when I go to paradise having 70 virgins, and but I'm where y'all at. I'm where y'all at.
All right, great. Give me 1 second, Dark Knight. Let me talk to. Yeah, clap it up from y'all. Clap it up from. Let me talk to Jesse real quick. Jesse, are you able to hear the live? You hear everybody else?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Bar, say mic check. Make sure he can hear you.
You
heard that?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
great.
I hear you.
All right, great, cool, not a problem. All right, Jesse. Are you at least 18? Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite? Are you a Black person?
Yes, I am 41. I am a Christian, but no, I am white.
Okay, all good. All right, so
technically I'm a BIPOC because I'm also Native American, but I don't really claim that. I don't really claim I'm white. I more claim I'm American, but for the sake of argument, I'll say I'm white.
Okay, cool. Now we don't think that Black people should be Christian. Why do you think we should be?
Well, I think if you were to go back to pre-1950s, for example, the majority of Blacks in this country, in America at least, were Christian. And if you just simply look at the numbers of, let's say, out of wedlock births, for instance, it was under 5%. Land ownership was above 90%. And then if you fast forward to today, out of wedlock births are a little bit above 70%. That's according to the CDC and most job and family services places like that. And then if you look at land ownership, I believe it's under 10% now. So even if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, but you accept the way of life of a Christian, I think it's ultimately better for everybody, not just Black people, but for all people.
Okay, so here's
enough of that.
Here's several issues what you're talking about. None of that.
Well, I mean, if you look at New York,
Jesse, hold on.
Go ahead.
Everything that you're talking about has nothing to do with religion and everything to do with systemic racism.
So you're saying that systemic racism is what's making the overwhelming majority of babies born out of wedlock?
Yes.
Yeah.
How so?
All right, so you have to look at why children are born out of wedlock, right? The ones who are going to be more likely to be born out of wedlock are those in poverty. Did Black people get in poverty on purpose, or was that systemic racism?
Well, Black people lived in poverty pre-1950s also. In fact, people who live in poverty today are having more babies than people who are wealthy.
You're not answering
the question.
I did answer the question. I said pre-1950s, Black people lived in poverty also, which is true.
How did Black people get into poverty to begin with?
How did they get into poverty to begin with? They left the church and became reliant on government.
That's
so when FDR passed the New Deal.
Go ahead.
I can't mute him.
No, it's absolutely true.
No, so hold on. What was the poverty rate in the 1950s?
It was high. Yeah, I mean, everybody lived in poverty
in 1950s. Were Black people in the church in the pre-1950s?
Well, what you would consider poverty.
No. Answer that question. Were Black people pre-1950s? Were Black people in the church?
Were they going to church? Yes.
Okay, and they were still in poverty, correct?
Correct. Well, what you would consider poverty, yes.
So leaving the church is not the reason why Black people are in poverty. Probably are in poverty due to systemic racism.
I said out of wedlock. I didn't say poverty. So here's the difference.
What I'm saying is that those who are more likely to have children out of wedlock are those who are in poverty. Now you're saying that hold on. I'm gonna address the wedlock thing. The wedlock thing is only because during that time, women didn't have a lot of options. They had to stay with a man because, you know, they couldn't own bank accounts and shit like that.
Sure,
So
they could. They could have bank accounts. What are you talking
in the
about?
1970s, no, they
Hey,
couldn't.
man,
You had to.
Yes, they could.
You had to get signed to have
That
a
was
bank
for
account.
credit cards. They were.
You
They
had to
could.
get signed by another man in order to get bank
No,
accounts
that's not
and shit
true.
like that.
That's not true.
So you're saying pre second wave feminism.
Are you saying no women pre 1950s had bank accounts?
Jesse, are you saying pre feminism, pre second wave feminism, women had a whole bunch of economic options?
Well, I'm saying they could have bank accounts.
Did they have a lot of economic options?
Well, no, your claim was they couldn't have bank accounts, and they could have bank accounts, correct?
Credit cards weren't invented until the 80s, bro.
Correct, but they could have bank accounts, correct?
No.
So you're saying no women had bank accounts pre second wave feminism?
It had to be signed for by another man.
So you're saying women by themselves? Hold on, let me get this straight. You're saying that no women solely on their own were women millionaires pre 1950? Were there any women millionaires?
There were women who were millionaires, yes.
So you're saying that those women didn't have bank accounts?
I didn't say that they didn't have. I'm not saying they didn't have bank accounts. I'm saying that the bank account had to be signed on by another man.
That's not true at all. I don't know who told you that, but that's a lie.
All right, cool. So sure, it's a lie. The question is now.
Yeah, I'd like you to prove that. Could you prove that?
No.
Could you prove that?
No. The question is
no,
now.
you can't prove it.
No. The question is now. The economic options for Black people and for women overall were not much, correct?
Say that again.
Prior to second wave feminism and the sexual revolution, did women have a lot of options, economic options? Yes or no?
Yes.
No, they didn't. Are you kidding me?
They could get bank accounts. They could get jobs. I don't know what you mean. They could own homes. They could do everything a man could do. They just simply chose not to.
All right, Jesse, hold up, please. Just because.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you the question I was going to ask you. To a Christian, what matters more?
Go ahead, answer a question, Bar.
I wish I can mute that nigga. I don't have a question for him. We know that the inequalities and the disparities and the things that have happened to us in this country are a direct result of racism, white supremacy, and the enslavement of Black people. That's what we know. We know that's where the disparities between gaps of wealth and infant mortality and all that stuff, it begins with the slavery. You're not about to skip slavery and jump to the 1950s like you're oblivious to why we even having a conversation about poverty in the first place. It stems from not getting reparations and being enslaved, being kidnapped and trafficked across the Atlantic. That's where it begins. You're not about to skip that and jump to the 1950s. Black people shouldn't be Christian because of colonialism and the slave trade started by the church. Black people shouldn't be Christian because of how we were treated in this country when we got here and after they abolished slavery. Because after they abolished slavery, the crimes against us did not go down. Christians and Black people have been fighting against Christians since we came in contact with them.
And don't remember.
That's why we shouldn't be Christian.
And don't forget that quote by, I think his name was Kwame Ture. The most segregated time in America is Sunday at high noon. So why should I be part of a religion with other people who hate me? Go ahead, Jesse.
Do you know what year the first Christian church showed up in Africa? Without Googling it, do you know what year?
It was in the 4th century. So what?
It was 42 AD. The Ethiopian Bible is older than the King James Bible.
Yes,
when
we know that.
The slaves,
Jesse, I'm going to
interrupt me and mute me.
I'm going to interrupt you. The reason I'm going to interrupt you is
because you should let him finish. So you should let him finish.
You should let me finish.
No, I'm not let him finish. The reason I'm not going to let him finish because it has jack shit to do with what we're talking about. You're not going to derail the conversation.
Well, you just said
Christian.
No. You've been fighting with Christians.
This has jack shit to do with our conversation. Yes. From the time
you brought it up,
the time that we got enslaved,
why'd you bring it up?
The time that we got enslaved from in Africa, all the way till we got to America, we've been fighting Christians. That is correct. Because those who enslaved us were Christians, right or wrong.
Well, the kings of Africa that sold you into slavery were Christians, not Christians.
You need to answer my question, my guy.
I am. You're just not liking the answer, my guy.
You didn't answer my question.
Who sold blacks from Africa into slavery?
Were the Portuguese Christian or not?
Was it say it again?
Portuguese Christian or not?
Well, even if it were,
yes or no?
Yes or no? Let's just say I grant you that.
No.
Can I answer?
No, I need you to answer yes or no.
No, I can't answer.
I need you to answer yes or no. You can answer.
It's not a simple yes or no. It's not a simple yes or no.
Yes, it is. Were the Portuguese Christian or not? That's a simple.
Were the Portuguese Christian? Probably not.
Portugal in the 1400s was not Catholic.
Probably not. Probably not mostly Catholic.
All right,
no, were there Christians and Catholics there?
You're an idiot. You're an idiot because
I just told you the Ethiopian Bible is older than the 1400s.
You're an idiot.
The first Christian church in Africa was 42 AD.
No, shut up. It is well known in European history that all the major empires, Spanish, Portuguese, French, and Great Britain, were all heavily Christian. Heavily Christian. All of them. To say that Portugal in the 1400s was not Christian is fucking stupid. You do not know what you're talking about, my guy. Like you realize that Portugal had several kings and queens that took sacraments that were called pious, all that good stuff. You're really going to sit here and tell me that the church did not have its entire weeds into all of European history? The church didn't have that in the 1400s? Are you kidding me? Like, are you joking with me right now, Jesse?
Are you just going to keep muting me?
Yeah. Does
that mean you win the argument because you keep muting me?
No, I win the argument because I have facts. Portugal in the 1400s was Christian.
So when these Christian Portuguese showed up to the shores of Africa, did they go inland and start kidnapping people, or were they sold slaves by the African kings?
Both.
No, they were kidnapping.
Both?
Wait a minute. Wait. Hey, stop. The kidnapping started first. You got to look up the slave raids of the 14.
No, the kidnapping did not start first.
Yeah, you have to look up the
your own people sold you into slavery. And the first 30,000 slaves.
You have to look up the slave raids of the 1440s. This is before any slave trading. In the 1440s, Henry the Navigator and this other guy who I can't pronounce his fucking name, Goncalves or something like that. They were traveling the coast in Africa looking for resources, and they stumbled across this African man and his Berber slave. She was his servant or something. And when they stumbled across them, they took them back to Europe with them. This was the first instance of the kidnapping. After this, you get slave raids where they were just literally kidnapping people at first. And then you get the Dum Diversas in 1452 and the Romanus Pontifex in 1455 that gave Henry the Navigator the authority and the monopoly on the trafficking of black people. But this is before the slave trade as well. This is what set up the slave trade. The kidnappings predate the slave trade. There is no equal exchange of goods and services because these European or we're gonna say Portugal, the Portuguese and the Spaniards, they were not they already deemed the Africans destined for servitude before there was any trade. They were already kidnapping people, sir. Go and read Black AF History. It's a book that you can read that talks about the church fight that started the slave trade. It was started by the church. But but it talks about the kidnappings and the slave raids that comes before the transatlantic slave trade.
Not to mention that the Pope recently apologized for
it's called the doctrine of discovery. Yeah,
for the involvement of the church in the slave trade. Not only that, yes, they were kidnapping them. The king of Congo during that time, King Alfonso I, he wrote a letter to the Queen of Spain and to the Queen of Portugal to stop the trade, to stop people from kidnapping his people, and he did that under the auspice of being Christian as well. Because the king of Congo during that time, he converted to Christianity, converted to Catholicism, and he thought that Christians should not be enslaving Christians. He wrote a letter to the Queen of Portugal to have it be stopped, and they ignored it. So yes, they were kidnapping them. It wasn't just chiefs selling to people. The history of the transatlantic slave trade is a lot more complex than what y'all give it. It wasn't just Africans selling Africans. That's fucking stupid. Okay.
And
because
also you have my bad, Volcy.
All good. Because if you're gonna say that, you'll have to say that when the Romans had slavery, that was Europeans selling Europeans, and no one does that. No one says that. You can't flatten all of Africa. These people had different cultures, different languages, different customs, different countries. It wasn't a flat African selling Africans. Okay, you already know the difference between a Jamaican person, a Trini person, an African American, a Haitian, and Nigerian. These are all different nationalities. But when it comes to the slave trade, it was all one thing. That's stupid. Bar, let me know when you get back to the StreamYard.
So muting me makes you correct.
My computer's messing up, but you have hold up.
So every time I make a point, you just mute me.
Because you have to look up.
Go ahead, Bar.
Well, your points is incorrect though, because you have to look up what's known as the gun slave cycle, where the Europeans they created basically it was you had no choice but to give up your indentured servants and your prisoners of war, because the European Christians were giving guns to all sides of conflicts in Africa, and what they were doing was exchanging guns for prisoners of war. This is how they fueled their slave trade. It wasn't just, oh, we're going to sell our cousins and brothers and aunties and uncles today. Absolutely not. You gave up your prisoners for pew-pews to defend against the other side they're giving pew-pews to. Look up the triangular trade. Look up the gun slave cycle. And also, I want you to understand that African nations and kingdoms fought against this, but gunpowder was the deciding factor on how they defeated certain African kingdoms and won. It was gunpowder, not because we wanted to give up our people, not because we it was the gunpowder. And I can't remember the name of the cannon, but you have to look up what really was the turning point is when they came out with some fucking. It was like a machine. It was like an earliest rendition of like a machine gun or like a cannon. That's where they started really kicking ass. Because at first we was putting belt to ass and fighting back. So understand history when you get to talking about we sold our own and all that bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, Bar, let me know when you get back to the StreamYard. So I gotta add you up.
Okay.
Also,
okay,
all good. Also, Jesse, the only reason that I had to mute you before is because he was trying to say something and you were trying to talk over. This is not your stage, bro. All right, this is not your stage. If the host starts talking, you can go ahead and be quiet. All right. And the second thing is that we will. You see that I'm taking you off of mute. The reason I put you back on mute is because you bitch and moan instead of actually addressing our point. All right. So just to really just to reiterate. All right. Just for you won't bitch and moan again. Reiterate our point. All right. When it comes to the Atlantic slave trade, these issues are a lot more complex than what you like to make it. All right. The kidnapping started first, and then it became deals when the Europeans came in and said, we're going to give the guns to your enemies unless you sell us slaves. And that's how that started happening. And the African kings who converted to Christianity, actually the most prominent example was Alfonso I actually asked the Queen of Portugal to stop the slave raids, and she didn't, and they kept on doing it.
Look at the chat right there. Somebody just that's what I'm talking about. It's called the Gatling gun.
And the Gatling gun, when that was invented, that made things even worse. They started to ramp up. Yeah. So it's an issue of conquest. All right. The slave trade is a lot more complicated than that. It's not more complicated than Africans selling Africans. You cannot flatten Africa. There are thousands of ethnicities. There were hundreds of kingdoms. There were all different countries and customs. Okay. During the Roman slave trade, no one says that Europeans sold Europeans. No one says that, because we know the history is more complicated than that. So don't minimize what the slave trade was. It's a lot more complicated than that. Now we're going to take you off mute in a second. Actually address the point. If you bitch again, I'm just going to drop you.
But there's one more thing I wanted to.
Oh yeah, well, you go ahead and say one more thing before I unmute him. Go ahead.
Yeah, you have to understand how the church does business. If the Europeans could just walk in and conquer and defeat you, that's what they would do. And the only time they would try to negotiate or try to send the missionaries in or try to do formal business is when they couldn't just run in that bitch and kick your ass and just take it anyway. And so the problem with Africa is they don't know the terrain. They couldn't survive in the inner parts. So they had no choice. Well, we gonna fucking let's play ball with these niggas, send a missionary or two in there, talk about Christianity. Maybe they'll convert and do business so we can get in there and get in where we fit in. That's how they do business. This is not an equal exchange of goods and services where, oh, hey, they're offering fucking silk. Let's just give up Auntie Umbubu over here. Absolutely fucking not. But the white man don't know. The white man don't know that because he don't fucking study history outside of Greece and the Iliad and the Odyssey. He don't know shit outside of Roman Catholicism. That's why he don't fucking know how the external critique works.
Oh, and also one last thing before I take you off mute, we also have to know about the letter that King Belgium sent to the missionaries in Africa to say that the only reason to convert them to Christianity is because it's more more beneficial to European markets to make poverty noble. That's what that's why they wanted to convert people to Christianity over there. It wasn't to save us or anything like that. It was just to make poverty noble in order to make it easier for us to take advantage of. Now I'm going to take you off of mute. If you want to go ahead and respond to anything that we said, because I know it was a lot. So I'm going to give you a chance. But please don't complain. Just respond to what we're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you already admitted that Africans sold Africans into slaves, right?
No, that's not what I said.
You did say that.
Okay.
You said some.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Bar, go ahead and let me know when you're gonna come back, please.
I'm trying to fucking my computers. Hold up.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and kick someone if they're just gonna go ahead and lie. All right, we're gonna talk to Joshua Negus. Joshua, how's it going? Are you at least 18 and Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, and are you a black person?
I feel all right, brother, man. Thank you for asking. Yes, I am over the age of 18. I am a Christian, and I'm not a black Hebrew Israelite, but I am a black person.
All right, great. Awesome. Now, we don't think that black people should be Christian. Now, you were here this entire time, and you've heard everything that we said. Let's go ahead and get your thoughts. Those are the reasons why we think that black people should be Christian. It was the religion used to enslave and colonize us. And not only that, it's a foreign thing that has nothing to do with the history of Africa, African people, none of that. And we can't even show it to be true. So a lot of people say that we should be Christian because it's true, but we can't show that. We can't show it to be true. What we can show to be true is the negative effects that it has upon us as a people, the abolishment of our spiritual heritage, and the denigration of us as a people through colonialism and slavery through this religion. So that's why I think we shouldn't be Christian. Well, what would you have to say about that?
Well, I would say the only way to prove Christianity is to be able to prove Christ, because after all, the whole story is centered around him. So without no Christ, you don't have Christianity. All you have is people babbling about somebody they never truly met. Whole reason why.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The whole reason why I embrace the concept of Christianity, because it's all centered around order. And it's talking about how in a future time, the world is going to be set in the order where somebody amongst us is going to have the thoughts and the audacity to govern the world in righteousness. So that's why I support the stance.
Does Hinduism say the same thing?
I'm not sure. I never studied it.
It does. So why aren't you Hindu?
This is why I'm non-religious in terms of selecting a religion. I follow Christianity only because I follow the order. And that's because it's a brother that's actually walking the earth establishing this order.
But here's the problem. Can you have order without it?
No, not in righteousness.
How do you explain Japan?
Not in righteousness. That's the key word.
What does that mean?
Well, this order is meant to be established over all the earth. So all nations is going to flow to this one order. And the world is not set up like this right now.
How do you know that?
This is, again, if the Christianity story, for it to be true, for it to be valid, there would have to be somebody amongst us standing up to establish that order. That's the only way we can validate that.
Has there ever been anybody in history that
hold on, Volcy.
Wait, I got you.
Because I know it, man.
Hold on. You echoing.
Hold on. I think I want to get a question.
No,
he follow Yaju Judah.
Is that who he follows? Yaju Judah?
Yeah, that's who it sounds like he follow Yaju Judah, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is. All right, so you said you said there was a one person that's coming to establish order. Has there ever been people throughout history saying that they're going to be the person that establish worldwide order?
None that I've heard of.
Who's Hitler?
Oh, I'm familiar with Hitler. He was trying to like big up his race, right? Say that the Germans was the greatest race on earth.
Yeah, he was doing. He said the exact same thing.
Was he successful?
He wasn't.
Well, then Christianity cannot be proved, obviously, because he was not Christ. Christ is supposed to be successful.
But Christ isn't successful.
I know, and this is why people should not embrace something that they haven't seen. That's why my first stance is Christianity is nothing without the main character.
Sir,
so what are we talking about here? Jesus Christ.
He's talking about Yaju Judah. He's talking about Yaju Judah.
Well, what I'm saying is, brother, the whole world has been led to believe in this character Christ, but nobody truly actually met him. And if he was here, according to the story,
why are you Christian?
Because I'm telling you, this character is actually walking the earth today, and that's who Yaju is.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with him?
Yes, he is. That's the Christ over there.
He's Christ.
He's the actual Christ. Right, because cool. the Bible is a prophecy prophesying Yaju Judah.
Jesus Christ. All right, cool. So I want to see Yaju Judah go down to St. Jude's Hospital and cure everybody of cancer. Can you do that?
No, that's not what he's been sent here to do.
Oh, he wasn't here to help children?
No, Volcy.
Helping children doesn't have anything to do with medicine and hospitals. What it have to do with is changing the world. See, people need to know how to live.
All right, so if he can change the world by curing everybody of cancer. Go ahead, let's see him do that.
Yeah, but there's a greater way to change the world. The real cancer is the state of mind people in, living in delusions.
He's here to.
Go ahead.
Yes. Lies are the greatest detriment.
Go ahead, Bar.
Shut up. Yaju Judah is here to establish a new government in Ethiopia for black people, apparently.
He dropped my buddy ran. He ran really quick. The moment I muted him up for you to talk, he muted it up real quick.
He's a clown.
Oh, Jesus Christ, bro.
Shit is fucking clown fool. It's tomfoolery.
Just straight up tomfoolery. What the hell is this?
So there's a guy who lived in the 1800s named Tedros II, who wrote about these, because you're familiar with the British and they went over to Ethiopia, right? Mm-hmm. So there's an emperor from the 1800s named Tedros II who wrote about it. They're using Tedros to say that this guy is the Lion of Judah, but all of that tradition comes from the Kebra Nagaz that they wrote in the 14th century, which is 1300s. Mm-hmm. But it starts with the Solomonic dynasty in 1270, where the person who took over the throne in Ethiopia at that time, he came up with the tradition that says that the Ark of the Covenant is in Ethiopia because Menelik I took it there. But there is no Menelik I. There is no, according to the tradition, Menelik I is the son of Queen of Sheba and Solomon from Jerusalem. Wasn't no Solomon from Jerusalem. Mm-hmm. Wasn't no Queen of Sheba. Mind you, y'all, you look up the Queen of Sheba, that tradition comes from Yemen. That's an Arab lady. These Ethiopians, or these people who think they're Ethiopian, they're saying that an Arab woman and an Israelite man had a son, and that son took the Ark of the Covenant to Ethiopia. Mind you, we have no evidence of that at all. There's no evidence of none of that. But this is what they claim based on a tradition that comes out of the 13th century. We know where Ethiopia got Judaism from the same place they got Christianity. They got it from when King Ezra converted in the 340s, 350s, and then the Ethiopian saints came and translated the Bible for them in like 480. That's where they get this from. Mm-hmm. But like I try to tell people, when you're colonized by Christianity, you are forced to accept Israelite culture by default. So of course, over time, there are people who are practicing Judaism in Ethiopia. Those are not the original Jews. Those are not Israelites. They are not from the line of David, the Ark of the Covenant, the throne of David, the line of Judah. All that is bullshit. There go my plane. No 9/11.
No 9/11. Let's go. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and keep it going. We've had very, very bad, not good conversations today. I'm hoping that we can get to a good conversation today, man, because it's been wild today. It's been very, very wild today. I don't know what the hell is going on, what's wrong with people, but it's been wild today. and we definitely want to get more folks in. Right now we are live on 4 different channels, y'all. Shout out to that. We're live on 4 different channels. We're gonna go through that right now. Over on a Deconstruction Junction, I appreciate y'all for being there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you want to go ahead and join us, the link is pinned. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat right now. So if you want to join us and join in on the conversation, there's the link right there. It is in the comments. If you're watching over on my channel, Volcy Thoughts, if you want to join in, I'll put the link in the description, in the pin right now. In the comments, you guys can go ahead and talk to me there. And shout out to everybody who's watching me on Bar's channel, Black Atheist Rants. We appreciate y'all. Definitely appreciate y'all. Definitely hit that give goal, y'all. We appreciate it. And if you're watching me over on the Bash channel, the Black Atheists, Agnostic Skeptics, and Humanist channel, I put the link in the comments now, and you can watch me over there. You can join over there as well. We're just waiting for someone else to come up. Y'all keep hitting that likes, and you guys are killing those give goals right now. Hey man, I appreciate all the give goals. We appreciate that. And
type shit.
Yeah, type shit. We're just gonna sit here and wait for another person. Let's go ahead and put some more music on and wait for somebody to come up.
Well, I wanted to say, so even okay. I wanted to say, you know, even if I want to say that, I'll just say, like, even if God is real and Jesus Christ is his son, which this is not true, but I'm saying, even if this is the case, we still shouldn't worship that bitch. Fuck a Jesus, fuck a Muhammad, fuck Islam, fuck Allah, fuck them Jews, fuck them Israelites, fuck Yahweh, nigga.
Facts.
Fuck all this shit. This is some. We are not West Asian.
We're not. We are not West Asian, all right?
That's from Mesopotamia, Sumeria. That ain't us. So take your black ass down and do something else with your time. That's my plan.
Our ancestors wasn't named Jacob. Our ancestors wasn't named Ishmael. Our ancestors wasn't named Yashulabulabula. That wasn't our ancestors, all right? Our ancestors was named Okoyo, Akaira, Afufu, and they were yam farmers in the Niger basin, all right? That's who we were. And listen, there's no problem with that. Africa has a diverse, gorgeous, beautiful history, y'all. We already have a beautiful history without us trying to appropriate another person's history. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that, y'all. So we need to go ahead and understand that we have our own history, our own cultures. Like, look at my tats right here. Y'all see these tats? These are, every time I show these tats to people will love these tats. These are gorgeous, beautiful tats. This is African writing. This is an African script. We're taught that Africans were backwards, didn't have shit. This right here is an African writing system right here. There's a culture that we will lose out on if we keep trying to appropriate a culture that was foreign to us and enslaved us. Why give up our spiritual heritage and our history? We shouldn't do that. Man, Mossy, please turn down the TV in the background. We can hear it. Let us know if you are over 18, if you are a black person, and if you are a Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew. Okay, hold on. Mossy, listen. I'm gonna put you on mute real quick. You need to turn down the TV in the background. Turn it down, please. All right, great. Now I can unmute you. Are you at least 18? Are you Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite? And are you a black person? You can get off mute now. Mossy, hello, you there? All right, well, you're off mute now, so I know you're there. Mossy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go. Are you at least 18? Are you Christian, Muslim, Hebrew Israelite?
And clear your throat. You sound like you need some water, little nigga.
No, but I mean, it is what it is. That's how I talk, brother, man. You know what I mean? But this is my whole concept, right? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
I believe that we should not be in no religion where the European sits at the head of any of these religions. None of them. So the main three religions, the main three monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, the European sits at the head of all three, and they all terrorize us.
He talk that shit.
They all terrorize us. As long as that European sits at the head of it, it's pure hell for us. And we need to reject all of it. That's why we in this shit that we in today, because we bound down to these foreign gods.
Talk that
up. I claim we bound down to these foreign images and all these gods that do not look nothing like us. They look just like these Europeans. And it's a crime. It's a crime. It's criminal. And we need to wake up, man. As a people, we need to wake up and accept who we are. Accept our own. And like your brother said, we need to accept our own and be ourselves. And stop worshiping all these white gods they're giving us. And then all three of these religions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, they all support slavery. They all of them. Mm-hmm. They all support slavery. So why would I want to be a part of that?
Talk your shit, Unc.
That's a fact. Why would I want to be a part of something that supports slavery? You go into the Bible tell you, be good to your master. And the Quran tell you the same thing, which is nothing but a copy of the Bible. And if you go in the Old Testament, it tell you the same thing, to be loyal to your master, serve your master with faithfulness and all that crazy shit. Who want to do that? Who does that support? Nothing but your enemy. They don't support you. They don't help you. They help them. Mm-hmm. So I'm with you, bro, 100%, man. Keep up the good work, man. Keep up the good work. I'm with you 100%, man. We need to reject all these foreign images, man. That's why we fucked up the way we fucked up. And we love that Jesus. That Jesus. And I don't know, I might be mistaken, but I believe the name Jesus is nothing but a derivative of the name Zeus. And it got us bound down to the Greek god Zeus. Mm-hmm. So when we call him Jesus, all we doing is saying, hey, Zeus. And we worshiping Zeus.
That's all we doing. Let it keep going, y'all.
And all this was put on us by force. When we were home, and then y'all saying something else. All of us, they didn't bring us all here. We was already here. This is our land right here. So all the slaves didn't come from Africa. They enslaved the people that was already here who was not Indians. So we gotta understand that this is our homeland. They the ones here criminal. They the ones that need to go back to where the fuck they came from. Not us, because we already home.
All right, Mossy. Hey, we appreciate you, man. We definitely appreciate you. Yeah, we kind of went off the rails at the end there, but everything else I agree with. Let's go ahead and clap it up for Let's go and clap it up for Let's go. Clap it up for Clap it up for All right.
I was gonna tell him. Wipe his phone off when he got through. Didn't on that motherfucker.
Exactly.
All right. Spittle on that bit.
Exactly. All right. KJ came back, but KJ, we're still looking for opposition. I know you said that you're friendly and that you agree with us, but I want to ask a question or something.
I kind of lied before. I am a theist.
Oh, okay.
But I definitely am not a Christian or any Abrahamic religion. Do you guys believe in evolution?
Yeah, evolution is true.
And I believe that God is the ability of chemistry to evoke consciousness. So consciousness comes from chemistry, and I believe that is divine. I believe that is sublime.
I mean, okay, I don't have much beef with that. Like it's not a thing that I see much evidence for, but if someone wants to believe that, then, or if you're convinced of that, and I'm not gonna have beef with it. I mean, you're not a person that's saying that it's not true at all or anything like that. Like, so, you know, I'm more on a whatever when it comes to that. How about you, Bar?
Well, I can't. Well, you know, you asked. Consciousness is not a god. Gods are men in the sky. If you start calling everything God, the word started losing its meaning, and now we just out here we saying we believe in God when we whole time we ain't even talking about. We not talking about what they were talking about when they were using the word. We talking about some shit we done made up or some shit we're just giving a label. No, God is a white man in the sky. That's what God has always been.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah, but you just call. But see, consciousness is objective to us all. Don't you shouldn't call it God because God is something different.
Well,
yeah, that's what I would say as well. I would be careful about labeling stuff like that God, because if everything could be God, then that's equivalent to no God at all.
Like the word, like if you say you believe in everything, what did you just tell us? You just told us nothing. We don't even know what you mean. That's how y'all using the word God if y'all start calling these other things gods. Because if love is a God and consciousness is God and the universe is a God and the well-being of humanity is a God, and then being righteous is a God, and the gods are gods and fans are gods and shit turds are gods. Now God means everything and everything means nothing.
Oh,
if I ain't got you.
Yeah, that's the problem that I would have with it. Go ahead, KJ.
I don't believe everything is God. I just believe that the ability of rocks to become conscious through evolution is the most sublime, divine thing. I am completely pro-science, and I think Christianity is pro-say evil. I just wanted to say that I do think that there is something worth worshiping, and it is consciousness through evolution. So that's all I wanted to say. I have a debate. I wanted to talk to you guys about a debate I have coming up on Tuesday. I wanted some pointers. And I think you guys are really great. And I see you have another person lined up.
Yeah, we do have another person lined up, but I do want to know about what your debate going to be about. Is it religious or social?
Religious. The main person is a black person, and the other person is a white guy like me, and we're going to have a conversation about Christianity, and I am on the side of thinking that, frankly, it is an atrocious religion, and I want to know what kind of question I should ask right off the bat that would kind of ease them in to the idea that Christianity is abhorrent without just being like, yeah, did you know that Christianity enslaved you?
Okay, I see. You want to be careful on it. Okay, so I would definitely ask.
It's gonna be a bad debate. That's a bad debate to take.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's a hard one.
I know what you do though. I know what you're supposed to do.
That's gonna be a hard one to take because of it's gonna be a hard one to take because it's a black Christian, and you don't want, as a white man, the optics of that saying, hey, this thing enslaved you. The optics is gonna be bad. I get that part. Definitely get that part. But I would definitely bring up what Bar always brings up, the dumb versus the doctrine of discovery. Is that what you would say too, Bar?
You stealing my thunder up here like that?
My bad. Go ahead.
It's difficult, isn't it? As a white man / fox, it's really difficult to say, oh, did you know you were enslaved by? It's really hard. And obviously, I come across as a white man, even though my profile is so. So what I want to do is convince him, hey, God. So it's very difficult.
I know what you got to do.
Go ahead, let them know, Bar.
This is what you got to do. You can make it analogous without bringing up the transatlantic slave trade. You have to go and look at what the Europeans did to the other Europeans where they forced Christianity on them and persecuted them for not being Christian, stole their mythology, took their word that they used in their culture and repurposed it for Christianity. You got to go into all of that, and then you ask them, like, make it analogous. Look at what these Europeans did to these other Europeans for not being Christian. How do you feel about that? Oh, that's messed up. That's wrong. The same thing happened in the context of black people, and I'll just leave it right there and use what.
I think he's going to be like, that's great that they destroyed their religion.
You can't argue with someone who agree with colonialism, though.
This guy is he is way into, like, off in the boonies. I don't know what to do. So like this conversation.
Hold on, KJ. Let me ask you this question. Because sorry to interrupt. Let me ask you a question. Are you going to be talking to one of those black people that say that the Atlantic slave trade was good or righteous because it brought black people to Christianity?
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, that is something that you can ask him. You can ask him, hey, do you think that the slave trade was okay because it brought people to Christianity? If he says yes, then you're talking to what we in the black community would call a COON, and there's probably no helping them, tell you the truth.
What is CWOM?
No, COON. Like that. That's not something that I want you to say, but that's something that we call them.
Don't call him that.
Don't call him that. Do not call him that. Because boy, do not call him that. Yeah. Don't call him that. Don't call him
that. Boy told me I don't know that.
No, I used to believe that at least Muhammad was a brown man. At least you could worship him. He's brown and, black, whatever, God. But then I realized Jesus was probably brown too. The people who enslaved you were white. That's, the religion is that, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. But you can go about it, the conversation that way, right? Ask him what he actually thinks about the slave trade. Does he think that it was ultimately good because it brought people to Christianity? And if he says yes to that, then yeah, that's a conversation where you can be like, okay, there's nothing I can say to this guy because
I would just leave.
The only thing you can bring the people whoever say yes to that. Whenever I've heard yes to black people who say that, I've always brought up this. Could God have brought Christianity to black people any other way? And if they say yes, then I'll point out to them, then that makes the slave trade unnecessarily cruel as well. And why would God do that? You know what I'm saying? A God that you say is loving. Why would he choose such a cruel way to do it if he could have done it another way? You know what I mean? I would bring that up. You know what I mean? But be very careful and tactful, because a white person talk to a black person about this, the optics can go against you. Yeah, I mean, so I would just say it's a fine line. You're walking on ice.
Send him over here. Just tell him.
Send him over here. Yeah, send him over here. Send him over here. Tell him to talk to Black Atheist Rants. Talk to Volcy Thoughts. Yeah, tell him to talk to us.
I'll be like, you know what? I think you should talk to Volcy Thoughts about that. And I'm gonna leave right now. I'll just be like, you know what? I think it's very problematic for a white person as myself to tell a black person, hey, your religion is crazy. And obviously, I mean, so I'm glad to get some to get some feedback on that. I think it's very problematic. I think it's super problematic.
Yeah. So we get it. The optics will look bad on you, but okay, my bad, Bar. Go ahead.
You can talk about the crimes that Christians did that predate the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because they were unaliving people all throughout Europe before we even got into the picture for real.
Oh yeah.
They like, you look at the different council. Look up the ecumenical councils. There's a book you can go and get. It's called the First 7 Ecumenical Councils, and it's written by Leo D. Davis. If you go look at that book, it'll give you the history of the first 7 councils. But white people were persecuted after those councils for not accepting the creed that they came up with, and this went on for like 900 and some years. They had 21 ecumenical councils, and every time they closed the council, some white people and some black people, but we just gonna stick to the white people. Some white people was being crucified or persecuted every time.
Mm-hmm.
So
for sure,
you could do that.
Yeah, I just am I'm worried about my friend who is going to be who is very very Christian, and I wonder if he might say, oh, but Martin Luther King was black.
Mm-hmm.
And I might say, and my response to that would be, everybody was Christian, including the Klan, the Confederacy, the Portuguese people who drove the boats, all, and I would just be like, we white people were terrible. I just am, and just all of Christianity, it's just a mess.
It is.
And bringing up race might be the trigger for him to explore more. But I'm very worried about it. But my profile is a little Fox guy, so maybe he'll ignore that.
Yeah. Hey, but KJ, we'll definitely talk about this more. Let's talk to Isaiah real quickly, and
for sure.
We'll talk
to you.
Not a problem. Hey, we appreciate you. All right, guys, we're gonna talk to Isaiah for a second. Isaiah, we appreciate you for being patient with us. Are you at least 18, Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite? Or are you a black person?
No to all. I believe in God, though.
Oh, you believe in a God, but you're just not a Christian or Muslim or Hebrew Israelite.
Correct.
Correct.
I enjoy speaking to atheists. I spoke to you before.
Okay.
I believe that religions aren't taught correctly, and I believe that that's a big reason why people become atheists. Religions aren't taught correctly, but as far as like black people, if I may, I'm not black, but a lot of people we do care about what's going on in the black community. They do have an influence. It's kind of tough to, as a believer of God, to be like, yeah, go out there and practice a religion when I don't agree with Christianity, and especially with what you guys are saying. I mean, I don't know too much of the history, but
so what is your God's name?
Just God, the God who told us to follow 10 commandments.
So Yahweh.
That's Yahweh.
Sure, Yahweh.
Deuteronomy. You don't really read the Bible, do you?
Yeah, I read the Bible.
I'm guessing you don't.
Well, let's
how do you teach the atrocities in Deuteronomy and Leviticus? You said these religions are not taught correctly. How do you teach a people what was they talking about in Deuteronomy 20? When it starts at verse 10, where they're offering these people slavery, and if they reject slavery, unalive all the men and take all the men, take all the women and children. How do you teach that?
Yeah,
what's the proper way to teach people that?
Yeah, and a lot of times when people argue with religious people like myself, they don't realize that they're sticking up for the Canaanites who sacrificed.
Are you a Canaanite?
No,
are you an Israelite? You practice Judaism?
You're actually backing up the Canaanites by saying, how could your God be so harsh on what was said in Deuteronomy and Leviticus? So a lot of the arguments.
Well,
are you a Jew? Do you practice Judaism? Who are you?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
No, I don't practice Judaism. The Talmudic.
But you believe in the God of Judaism, though, or the God of the Torah.
Yeah, you live in the God of the Torah or the God of the Bible. I'm trying to figure this out.
Well.
So you losing.
No. So Orthodox Judaism, they teach out of the Talmud and this other religion.
Okay, we got you. We understand that part. So Isaiah, what I'm trying to clarify is that when Bar asks you does your God have a name, you said that the God that gave the 10 commandments. So Yahweh.
Yeah.
But you also said that you're not a Christian. So this would seem to be that you land on Judaism, either that or Baha'i.
I would lean more towards Judaism, but Judaism teaches Talmud. So the people running Judaism, the Orthodox, that's a false religion. That's not like what the Bible never said to follow the rabbis who teach out of the Talmud.
All right, great. The thing is, when it comes to Yahweh, though, he's also pretty problematic. Do you think black people should believe in that one?
As far as what?
Well, what Bar pointed out, the enslavement.
And that's what I was saying, is he's actually sticking up for the Canaanites, because the Israelites were directed to go into the land of Canaan where they were sacrificing children. And of course, like, if you're going to do that, you know, God's going to say, hey, go wipe them out so that way we can make the world right.
I have two questions.
The Israelites sacrifice people too, though,
as well.
This is like, what are we talking about?
But that
and
doesn't
they also
mean that we aren't supposed to listen to like the commandments of being a righteous person.
No, I don't.
Today,
Isaiah, hold on. I don't think you're understanding the point here.
Lord,
because you said that the Canaanites were sacrificing children, so God commanded the Israelites to go take them out. Here's the problem. Number one, the Israelites also sacrificed children. Number two, we have no archaeological evidence that this was a widespread practice. Number three,
what
you would still have to show that
Israel,
I'm going to finish, bro. Number one, the Israelites were also sacrificing children. Number two, we have no archaeological evidence that this was a widespread practice in that region in the first place. And number three, we have no evidence that Yahweh even exists. So even if you were to like, if you're saying that, oh, we're sticking up for the people that were sacrificing children, there's no evidence of any of that.
Well, why would you bring it up then?
The reason why we brought it up is because if you say you're going to believe in Yahweh, Yahweh is also problematic because he commanded his people to go commit genocide. Now you said that they were sacrificing children, but we have no evidence that's actually true, which means that what the Bible says could literally just be propaganda, which is something that was happening around that time in the first place anyway. If you have enemies, you're always going to denigrate your enemies as less than human. So if the archaeological record doesn't show that child sacrifice was some widespread practice amongst the Canaanites, but the Bible says that these people were sacrificing children, that would mean that likely what the Bible is saying is propaganda in order to ramp up their own people to go to war with these folks.
All right, is it my turn to talk now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so basically, you bringing up that Israelites sacrifice children is propaganda because there's no proof of that other than what you read in the Bible. So I understand the atheist argument of how can you believe in a God who told them to go into Canaanites' land and get rid of people who were doing bad things. Now, yes, there were Israelites who sacrificed children. Those Israelites were dealt with. That's just the rules. You do unrighteous things, you get taken out.
How you explain Jephthah?
How to explain what?
Jephthah.
What's the context of it?
Jephthah sacrificed his daughter.
And what happened to him?
Nothing. He was called righteous.
Was his daughter doing bad things or something?
No.
Sir, we're talking about sacrificing children, brother.
I know what you're talking about.
What you mean doing bad things? Doing bad things like what?
Bro.
Sir,
you guys are asking about.
I'm not backing up anyone, brother.
Without acknowledging.
I'm not backing up anyone. I'm not about to
anyone, bro. That's not what it's about.
Yo, you listen. You stick to Yahweh, and black folks gonna stick to not worshiping Yahweh.
To rap music.
Okay, so you want to go with the racism?
This is my initial
great. So now you want to go with the racism. So now you want to go with the racism. All right, great.
Shut your bitch ass.
Yeah, you could go ahead and get out of here.
Nigga said, "What you gonna stick to rap, boy?
Stick to rap.
You ain't even an Israel. You ain't an Israelite either. Fuck, boy."
Why do they automatically go to the racism?
Because they all racist, all of them.
Yeah, we know.
Jews, Christians, Muslims, Israelites, all them bitches. Mm-hmm. Abrahamic religion requires those niggas to be racist. You gotta be racist to practice Abrahamic faiths. Off rip.
Yeah.
Fucking weird ass nigga. To my rap music. Bitch, your God from West Asia. You worshiping God from the Levant. You ain't even niggas.
You know you're from West Asia. that shit is crazy.
Bitch, your people from Russia. Nos Faranyas bitches. We fight for Mother Russia. Nigga, you a Russian.
Yeah, he get
whole time. Niggas be Russian.
over here in the comments on Deconstruction Joe, he called me a Hamite. So yeah, we already know it was
absolutely no.
It was racism.
No.
We already know it was racism. Yeah.
Black people being descendants of Ham comes from racism.
Yeah, that's literally a racist talking point.
Medieval, Renaissance, Protestant Reformation, they start saying we descendants of Ham to justify their actions.
Mm-hmm.
That's racism.
In order to make us less than human. So the moment
if a nigga talking about he from the
moment I saw that comment, I was like, okay, yeah, this is a white supremacist, because of course, like that's the talking point that they brought up in order to justify our enslavement, in order to justify our colonization, in order to justify our oppression. It's always about, you know, who are they from, where they come from, and everything like that. This is why the Mormons, especially fundamentalist Mormons, were all racist. You know what I mean? And you could still meet Mormons today.
How the fuck rap music catch a straight? That nigga said, "What you gonna do? Stick to listening to rap music?" Fuck, they got to do with this. You a German worshiping Yahweh from Asia, nigga.
Oh my goodness.
Family members Irish and shit. Niggas be boy.
Your family members were potato farmers named Seamus, and then we'll talk to
and Finley, nigga named Finley worshiping Yahweh. You're weird.
Exactly. Your family name is McDuffie, and you're out here worshiping Yahweh. So it's like,
nigga, your grandmother's name is Gertrude. Why the fuck is you worshiping Yahweh? Fuck, nigga.
Oh man, this shit is hilarious. All right, guys.
Like, I don't think Gertrude wants you worshiping that.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't. All right, y'all, go ahead and keep liking the live, y'all, because I did get a restriction earlier in the live, unfortunately. Y'all go ahead and share this out as well, because unfortunately earlier in the live I got a restriction, so this is definitely not going out everywhere. Unfortunately, it's not going out everywhere. So y'all keep liking the live. We're at 20k likes right now. Tap that screen. Y'all make sure to start sharing, because earlier it was misinformation, I guess, that I got flagged for. I tried to appeal it. They didn't take my appeal, so now it's being suppressed. So y'all go ahead and send this out. Drop some hashtags in the chat. You know, drop it into FYP. Share it out. Tap the screen, so we can try to get as much people as we can in here. In order to, this is why we're not getting a lot of guests, because the views is being suppressed, unfortunately. All right. So if you're over on the YouTubes or on the Twitch, the link to join is right there. tiny.cc/VB live. If you're watching over from the YouTube, tiny.cc/VB live, you'll be able to join me and Bar up on the stage in order for us to have this conversation. If you watch me over on my channel, Volcy Thoughts, thank y'all so much for being there. You guys are amazing. If you're watching from the Deconstruction Junction, we appreciate you there as well. Go ahead and keep on sharing. Go ahead and keep on liking. If you would like to join in on the conversation, it is pinned. tiny.cc/Volcy live. I'm going to share it in the chat right now once more. And shout out to you if you're watching us from Black Atheist Ranch channel, from the Bar channel. Thank y'all so much too. I just dropped the link again in the chat, tiny.cc/VB live, and we can have this conversation and talk and keep the conversation going. We'll be on for maybe like another 20 to 30 minutes, and we'll keep it going, y'all. Thank y'all so much for the 21k likes over on the TikTok. We'll go ahead and put some music on one more time while we wait for somebody else to come up. Yeah, this is the rap that he thought that we're gonna keep listening to. All right, y'all. Shout out to y'all. We appreciate everybody who's here. Unfortunately, because I'm being suppressed, it's going to be a little bit harder to get guests, but if we keep sharing this out, if we keep tapping that screen, we should be able to get people on again. Bar, you still there?
What'd you say? Yeah, what'd you say?
Oh, no, I was just shouting everybody out, and I was saying that, you know, yeah, shout out to everybody. You know, the live is getting suppressed because earlier it got flagged for misinformation. I appealed it, but they didn't take my appeal. So now we just gotta wait for it to actually go ahead and update. I go ahead and look at the comments too. Of course, we have the racists in the comments, saying how Africa,
Africans,
how Africa benefited from colonialism, as if roads and written language didn't exist in Africa before colonialism. They never heard of Sabidi, they never heard of Andrika, they never heard of any type of writing system in Africa. They never heard of Ge'ez, they never heard of Meroitic texts, they never heard of any of that. But Africa needed colonialism. Yeah, sure, buddy. I guess the walls of Benin is something that never exists. Sure, buddy. Sure, clan. Oh man, how's it going though, Bar?
Chilling. Also, the roads that the Europeans created led to ports, extraction of goods and services and humans.
Yeah, see,
that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't know what
they don't even know what the hell they be talking about, bro. Because they always talk about, it brought roads and infrastructure. The infrastructure were to the mines, to the ports. That's all the infrastructure was about. And not only that, they built the roads and the railways through tribal lands, right? Through kingdom lands, and disrupted the trade that the people had in that area already, which caused more tensions to happen between the tribes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So is like they think that, it bought infrastructure. They're thinking that, they made these African kingdoms like how you see in Europe, not knowing that when European explorers actually came to Africa, they were like, these cities were cleaner and larger and more organized than London or Lisbon or Barcelona. Like, European explorers were saying that. They were saying that these cities are clean, they're organized, and they're larger than European cities. They're more organized than European cities. Yeah, I mean, they're cleaner than European cities. Because when Europeans were going on around the world exploring shit, the first thing everybody said was like how stink they were. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing everybody was saying. Like, dog, these motherfuckers stink. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing people were saying. So it's like when they say that Europe came to Africa and taught, y'all ain't teach us shit, bro. Y'all ain't teach us shit. You disrupted our development. That's what you did. You didn't teach us shit. The only thing that y'all got before us was guns. That's really it. Y'all got guns, y'all got cannons before us. I ain't got nothing else before us. That's really the only thing. And it was because of those guns that they were able to go through the continent the way that they did. And you know what's crazy about it too? Europeans made contacts with the Western and Southern Africa and Central Africa in the 1400s. It wasn't all the way into the 1800s, the middle of the 1800s, that you had to scramble for Africa. So this is over 450 years.
Yep.
Over 450 years, y'all. My bad, go ahead.
I'm saying, yeah, they had to wait.
They had to wait.
And because remember what I told y'all when that white man was up here.
Mm-hmm.
When the Europeans can't just come in and conquer with the when they just can't run up in there off rip, they gonna play that game of, well, let's send some missionaries over there. Let's talk trade, quote unquote. Because if they can't just run up in your shit, then they'll just get you to shit. Here go Christianity. Get them docile. Then we do business. Then make them dependent on our business, and then sweep the rug from under their fucking feet. But y'all gotta remember, stop talking about what the Europeans did if you don't know what the Arabs did. Because everybody, well, how the fuck did these Europeans just run in there and take over these strong African kingdoms? Africa was already fighting each other over the Arabs. So by the time we talking about 7th century when the Arab conquest started. So by the time motherfucking Europeans get there in the 15th century, niggas already hate black people. They already hate themselves. They already worshiping an Arab, a faceless Arab man. They following a faceless Arab man who they can't make images of. They unaliving each other over who gonna do business with the Arab man.
Mm-hmm.
And but see, the Arab man, he didn't just run up in whole kingdoms either. They started picking niggas off one by one. Man, go read the Great Arab Conquest. Them niggas picking your ass off one by one, inch by inch, to the point where, fuck it, we just gonna convert to. But see, you gotta understand, all this goes back. You can't understand what the Arabs did if you don't know nothing about the Hellenistic period. Because when the Greeks showed up, there wasn't no widespread fucking large scale armies and shit. When the Greeks showed up and conquered North Africa, Asia Minor, and the Middle East, the Europeans already dominated. Then the Romans took over and dominated. But we talking about trade routes and infrastructure that's being dominated, not just provinces. The trade routes, spice trades, all that shit getting conquered and taken over. And so when the Arabs come in and take it over, and then they move through what's known as the Sahel, they just kidnapping niggas. We talking about kidnapping. We ain't talking about, hey, no, we gonna kidnap niggas first. Well, I don't want you to keep kidnapping niggas when they go get a drink of water and shit. They move around by that. You catch a nigga slipping by themselves, you kidnapping them. I'm talking about the Arabs, because the Arabs pull up on horseback with the sword, snatching niggas up. Well, fuck it. But see, you gotta understand, money talk. Fuck the money talk. Y'all talking about other shit. Money talk. Arabs done kicked the Romans' ass. Now they paying top dollar for slaves so they can fuel their infrastructure with slaves. They paying top dollar. Dollars niggas can't refuse. Some of these people did do business with the Arabs off GP because they paying money. Well, everybody don't agree on that. Now you got the niggas fighting each other because half of them, or not half, but some of them want to do business with the Arab. Some of them don't. Now they fighting each other. Now they're willing to accept resources from the Arab man to go and defeat the black man because they want to do business for money. There has always been an Uncle Tom and a coon and a bootlicker and a sandal licker. Oh, so you got to understand that before you get to talking about how did they just go in, and they didn't just go in and do shit. Niggas was already fucked up off Islam. Fuck, nigga. Now you got half black, half Arabs, mixed people, mistreating indigenous black people because they not closer to the Arab than they are. Now they arguing over who's closer to the Arab man, who's a real Muslim. Weird shit. So remember, when the white man pull up, he like, well, shit, they already fight. We just gonna get in on the bullshit. Are y'all fighting? Y'all fighting? Here goes some guns. Handle your smoke. But you got to give me the prisoners that you taking, because you know when you take over somebody, you gonna have prisoners back then. That's just what it is. But give me them prisoners you just took for these guns. That's how they got their slave trade going. Ain't nobody just giving up their cousins and shit. I got a 5-hour live stream, right? And I walked you through all of this. I was responding to a Christian on YouTube. It took me 5 hours because you can't start at the 1950s like that white man did. To understand how Christianity and how you got to go all the way back to the fucking Romans and the Greek.
It goes all the way back, y'all. This was what I was saying before. Like, because of the way that education happens in America, they flatten and like history gets flattened and history gets oversimplified. The issue that was going on in Africa was a lot more complex than people are making it. Just like when they say that Africa didn't quote unquote have the will did exist. Where you think that wells were made? When people were making wells, they use wheels in order to lower buckets and put them back up. The reason why they didn't put wheels on carts was because that the way that the weather works in the sub-Saharan African climate, a wheel would be useless over there, right? The type of roads that they were making will be useless over there. Roman roads do not work in Africa. And when the Europeans got there, they realized that. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you don't have a lot of paved roads in those places. It just doesn't work that way in a lot of these climates, which is why the wheel wasn't necessary, right? The mother of innovation is necessity. It's not like that the Africans didn't know about wheels. It wasn't necessary for them to have it there because the climate didn't allow for it. But did they have mathematics? Did they have writing? Did they have books? Did they have astronomy? Of course they did. Because at the end of the day, how do y'all think they kept track of who was going to be enslaved and who wasn't? How do you think they kept track of how many weapons and guns that they had? How do you think they kept track of which areas to conquer and which ones to not? They had entire kingdoms, people. The Congo Kingdom was from the eastern portion of Africa all the way to the Atlantic. You think they did that without any math? Without any type of science? Without any type of administration? Without any type of writing? They knew how to do all this shit. The reason why you think that they didn't is because you're taught a history of what happened after the 1870s, when Europeans were able to colonize this entire area. That's the history that you're taught. So now you think that wasn't shit in Africa before then, and you just forgot the first 400-500 years that Europeans were interacting with Africans for. You really think in that 450-year history, the Africans wasn't doing shit, which and niggas was just sitting around? That's fucking stupid, guys. That is stupid. We're gonna talk to uppercuts.
Okay.
Oh, I must notice Kajik was back. Kajik, I noticed you were back. Give me 1 second, Kajik. All right, let's talk to uppercuts. Uppercuts, how's it going? Are you at least 18? All right, we're gonna mute you until you figure out that audio. Either pause the video in the background or do something else. But you're gonna go ahead and get off mute when I let you know. Okay. All right. So are you at least 18? And are you Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite? You can get off mute when you're ready. Uppercuts. Uppercuts, you there? Hello. All right, join us again when you're ready. Uppercuts. All right. So Kyle. Kajik, I know you're friendly, so I'm gonna go on Kyle first. All right, Kyle, how's it going? Kyle, are you at least 18? Are you Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, and are you a black person?
I am much older than 18. I do not subscribe to any religions, and no, I am not black.
All right, what did you want to talk to us about?
I just wanted to give you guys props and I honestly don't know how you guys do it time and time again. You guys are giving a wealth of knowledge. You are taking people back to class. They are reluctant to learn. They're so caught up in whatever it is that they got going on to see irrefutable facts. It's daunting. And I just want to give you guys a shout out.
Hey, we appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much, Kyle. We appreciate you. All right. You have a good one now. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and give it for Kyle. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and keep it pushing and keep it moving. Let's play the music again. Yeah, not sure what was going on with uppercuts. Let me invite him again. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it was a butt dial. Well, let's see. All right, so yeah, y'all, you have to understand that a lot of the history that you're taught is extremely simplified, and of course is told from the position of the winner. Now Europe went around colonizing the entire planet, right? So yeah, they're the winner. So of course they're going to tell the history from their point of view. And because of my bad, go ahead, Bar.
I ain't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. I just found a book. It's called The Church in Africa, from 1450 to 1950, and it's written by Adrian Hastings. It's a book I just found, but it's $100. I got to get this bitch. I got to see what's in it. It's talking about the history of the church, like, from the Portuguese, the Ethiopia, all that stuff. I want to read it so bad. I'm gonna have to pay this little money and say fuck it.
Yeah.
But my bad. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, all good. Now I see one person says that Africa had no unified writing system. Neither did Europe. So like that's completely irrelevant. Europe didn't have a unified writing system either. So when it did, Europe doesn't have a unified writing system now.
Right.
Now they use Latin letters, but Cyrillic is a thing that happens over in the Eastern Europe, right? So it's like this is something that's so silly when people say, "Oh, it wasn't unified." Of course, it wasn't unified. Africa's a big ass fucking continent, guys. Like it takes up at least a third of the planet. Of course, it wasn't no unified system. The eastern part of the continent had one system. The western part had another system. And even in the western part, there were different systems, dozens of different systems, even just in the western part. So when you said there's no unified system, of course it fucking wasn't. Europe doesn't have a unified system. Now does Asia. Asia doesn't have a unified system. Korean is different from Japanese, right? Like what the hell y'all be talking about, bro? Like this is so silly and stupid. Like and these are the double standards that I get so annoyed with. I get so annoyed with, because when you point out that yes, Africa did have writing systems, they'd be like, oh, but it wasn't unified. No continent has a unified writing system, none. So what are you saying? It's like you put this double standard of, oh, it wasn't unified, and Europe has a more unified system. The only unified system in Europe is the fact that they use Latin letters, but over in the eastern part of the continent, they don't. They use Cyrillic.
Niggas couldn't even, wait a minute, but people couldn't even read and write like that in Europe before the Renaissance.
Yeah, before the printing press, they couldn't read or write.
Yeah, y'all didn't have big shit popping. Y'all nigga was illiterate. If you were not connected to the papacy, you were illiterate.
You were illiterate as shit. You were illiterate.
And they handpicked who they wanted to go to school.
Exactly.
That's as fuck.
And at the end of the day, the same exact thing was happening in Africa, and I think Asia had the same exact thing. It was only the upper class that knew how to read and write over in Asia and in the Chinese dynasties, and in the medieval times in Europe, it was the same thing. Only the upper echelon knew how to read and write. In Africa, it was the same thing. It was built upon secret societies. Sabidi was only for the court. Sabidi was only for the world court. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when people say that, you know, they were all illiterate. Yeah, that was going on everywhere. The only difference is the printing press. If the printing press came to Africa around the same time, you'll probably see a completely different history, because now more things could be written down, right? Like the thing is about when they talk about African analysis, they make the analysis, not only do y'all flatten it, but you don't allow things for Africa that you do allow for everywhere else. Just like how Barr said, for the majority of European history, like somewhere up to 80 to 90% of the continent was completely illiterate up until the Renaissance.
Yeah,
it was completely illiterate. So it was like at least I think 80 to 90% of them, and even after the Renaissance, like at least still almost half the population was still illiterate. It wasn't until the advent of like mandatory like public education that more and more of the people started to become literate. But at least half the population, even through the Renaissance, was illiterate. I'm saying it wasn't until the Industrial Revolution that more people started to have literacy. And even when you go over to Africa during that time, because it was colonized, guess what they did? They didn't allow literacy. They did not allow literacy. It was literally illegal for people and for those tribal people to be literate. And if they were literate, they were taught another history. They weren't taught their history. Why do y'all think they didn't allow the slaves to read, y'all? They did not allow enslaved people in America to read. They did not allow enslaved people in the Caribbean to read. They didn't allow enslaved people in Africa to read. Yes, the Europeans were still enslaving people over in Africa as well. After the Industrial Revolution, look up King Leopold II of Belgium? He was cutting off the hands of people who didn't meet their rubber quota. That's enslavement. They were all his slaves, basically. You think he really taught them how to read? History is messy, y'all. History is complicated. And to flatten it is just silly and stupid. History is a lot more complicated than y'all like to make it. And the crazy thing is, they only do this for black people. Any other group of people, they know the history is complicated. If you go to like the Native Americans, if you go to like the Mesoamericans, you know, for the Aztecs and the Mayans, etc. If you go over to the east, you know, to Asia, to Japan, to the Indians, everywhere like that, they would give it to you that it's a very, very complex history. But when you go over to Africa, oh, Africans sold Africans. It's just that simple. And I always wonder, why do y'all do that? Why do y'all give complex history to everywhere else except for Africa? This is a continent of 1 billion people. You really think there's no complex history there? That's silly. That's illogical. There's no way that a continent of almost 1 billion people does not have a complex history. So then why do y'all always flatten and try to simplify it to Africans sold Africans and everybody was in mud huts? That's fucking stupid. That is completely stupid. Oh boy. All right. So we had a couple of other guests, but they dropped whenever I approved them, but they went ahead and dropped. I'm not sure why that is. But yeah, the reason why we're having slow amounts of guests right now is because unfortunately the live got suppressed. That's an unfortunate thing. And I was only gonna go for 2 hours anyway. Bar, where are you gonna go on after this again?
I might go. Yeah, I might go on.
You might go on. All right, if you go on, I'll go ahead and make an appearance. But you know, gonna chill with wifey tonight. We're gonna see what happens. We're just waiting for any other. Oh yeah, Be Easy is on. All right, so if Be Easy
on right now, he's on right now.
Oh, he's doing a restart. All right. All right, so he's on. So if he's doing a restart, then I might go ahead and join him.
Yeah, we'll go fuck his shit up.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and join him. Yeah, we'll go ahead and join Be Easy. I might keep the live going though. All right, I might keep the live going, and then we'll go ahead and join Be Easy. Let us know when he's back, Ariel. As a matter of fact, I could go ahead and do that right now. Take a look. I'll take a look right now. All right, so yeah, when Be Easy goes on, we'll go ahead and join that. Keep the live going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately tonight, y'all, I'm sorry for all the lecturing, but the live got suppressed. So.
Yeah. It's all right though. We still did our thing.
Yeah, we still did our thing. All right, let's go ahead and talk to K-Jack for the last few minutes. K-Jack, how's it going?
I love everything you said, Volcy. I'm a huge fan. Thank you for having me on, by the way.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
I wanted to ask if is capitalism the reason for slavery?
Ooh, yeah, you can say that. You actually can say that. Yeah, I mean, because capitalism is built on the fact that you have to keep growing, right? You have to keep growing, but there's scarcity, so that's a contradiction. The thing is, though, if you can get people to work for you for free, then that means your companies can keep growing, can they? Like, I don't know if you ever heard the South Sea bubble, but the South Sea, yeah, exactly. That's the everybody said that's history's first finance, bro. Now that's history's first finance, bro. The South Sea bubble. Yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. You know, it's very you can say that. You can say that slavery happened because of capitalism, or you can say that the history of slavery then developed into capitalism. Like we were the capital, essentially. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Right. Black people were capital before Adam Smith really wrote down what capital really was. Mm-hmm. And I do think capitalism happened because of slavery. It developed that way. I will say that Africa belongs to the Africans. South America belongs to the South Americans. Central America belongs to the Central Americans. North America belongs to the North Americans. It doesn't matter how advanced a person was. You are not allowed to enslave them, no matter how quote unquote primitive they were. And that's my opinion. That's my position. I wanted to hear what you think about that.
No, I of course I agree with that. You know what I mean? Because
Africa was super advanced.
It was
super advanced. But even if they weren't, don't enslave them. You do not own Africa. Mm-hmm. That guy, the Belgian king you were talking about, is I blame him for the like the worst genocides in Africa were caused by him, I believe.
I would say the same.
Especially in the Rwanda. So that's my understanding.
Yeah, no, he was like a lot of what the Belgium and Germany did in Africa were, again, like they don't talk about it much, but that's because, you know, when the faces are black, the world doesn't really pay attention, or the world's move slower. You know what I mean? Right. So it's one of those things where, you know, there are genocides that happened on the African continent, which is why you see, like, when Queen Elizabeth, you know, bought the farm, you see a lot of Africans either didn't give a shit or were cheering it on, because it's like, you know what I mean, like she actually overlooked what was it? It was I think it was the Mai rebellion in Kenya, and yeah, she committed massive atrocities. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things where, like, a lot of this history is not known or not spoken about. You feel me? And it's one of those things that we need to get a better education system, because I think what happens is that they run away from a lot of their history. You know what I mean? Which is why you see the way that history is taught nowadays in schools. You'll see that, you know, they either what's that word I'm looking for? They either downplay slavery, or they barely talk about it. Like the Atlantic slave trade or the entire civil rights movement will be a page in an entire history book, but you get dedicated chapters, at least 3 or 4 dedicated chapters to the Roman Empire. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of running away from the history, because a lot of times they just don't want to admit how fucked up this was. They just don't want to admit it.
Now, Volcy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think slavery erased your identity.
It did. A lot of slavery erased a lot of our identities, like our the languages that we spoke over there, we don't know them. Yeah, I mean, the family members that we have over there, we don't know them. I still have long lost cousins. When I did Ancestry.com, I found that I still have cousins over in Africa. Don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that it disrupted a lot of that history. And not only that, it drained a lot of, like, brain power, drained a lot of people power. You know what I mean? So the people who could have been over in Africa developing it, unfortunately, are not there. You know what I mean? To have done it, the ones who had you know, the brain power, there could have been geniuses that were taken in the slave trade that we don't know anymore, because, you know, they passed away. That genius could have been helped to build up the society, but
how many Einsteins were killed because of slavery?
Exactly.
Now, slavery erased your identity, but it didn't erase mine. I can say I'm Irish German. Mm-hmm. You can't say you're Ethiopian and you know, Somali. You can't say that. So slavery stole your identity, and I am, you know, just, it's horrific. You know, it just I don't know what to say. It's just, you know, horrible what that religion did to you.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry.
No, it was all good. Like, it's horrific what's happening and what is done, man. But yeah, we can go about this all day, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. We're gonna go ahead and join Be Easy when he's on. You'll see the live again, guys, when Be Easy is on. But let me pause this real quick. Unfortunately, the live got suppressed today, but KJ, I do appreciate you being on, but we're gonna go ahead and talk later, all right? But I appreciate you.
All right.
Have a good
talking
night.
To you.
No problem. Have a good night. All right. Let's go ahead and close this out. We went ahead and did our damn thing still. Appreciate all the guests. Let them know where they could find you at, Bar.
Yeah, man. If you over there on Deconstruction Junction and the Black Atheist Skeptic Humanist channel, man, come over to Black Atheist Rants on all the platform thingies, right? Go. You know, I try to go live. I'm usually on in the morning when Volcy's not on. So, if you want to find me, I'll be on in the morning times on TikTok and YouTube. and Facebook. Just type in Black Atheist Rants. Black Atheist Rants. I'm gonna pop up. I'm on Instagram as well. Tap in, go get the album. Is if you type in Black Atheist Rants on any streaming platform, my music will pop up. So appreciate y'all, and I'm out.
Yeah, man. And we appreciate that. You can also follow me, Volcy Thoughts, everywhere as well. Hold on, Prince. He said he has something to say. Give me a second. Let me bring up Prince real quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and close out.
What's up, Prince?
What's up, Prince?
What's happening, Volcy, man? I just want to say, brother, you are chock full of knowledge, man. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm 61 years old, man. I've been disappointed in our people for a long time. As far as this seems like it's just a movement among a lot of our young people and some of the older people. When it comes to this is our land. We were here first. We were already here. Bullshit, man. You know. First of all, I got quite a few books under my titles and authors that I've been held. I was out of work for about a year, so I read a lot, and I want them to produce some titles and authors behind those claims. You dig? And they never do. You know. Plus, all the physical evidence overwhelms and proves otherwise. You dig me? And it just proves when they spout off about that kind of thing, man, how racism, white supremacy is just totally working on their ass, man. You know, denying Africa, denying your own culture, hating yourself. You dig? Hating your features and stuff like this, you know. So I know you're ready to get out of here, man. It was a few other things I wanted to touch on, but I'll catch you next time. So,
hey, not a problem. Always come back, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
No problem. All right, guys. So yeah, we are gonna get out of here. You can find me at Volcy Thoughts on everywhere, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Threads and Instagram. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not using that Nazi site anymore. But we appreciate everybody for being here. We want to thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for all your support. We are going to get out of here, y'all. And big win on those numbers tonight. The 26K likes. We appreciate that. Wish we could go ahead and get some more guests, but we are not going to go ahead and raid Be Easy. Go ahead to Be Easy's live. Go ahead and raid that. We appreciate y'all. All right. Y'all have a good night. Peace.